Hello everyone, my name is Sniping is Fun, and I welcome you back to the next Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Super Smash Bros. In general Newcomer stage idea videos. I've only done one of these so far. I'm sorry I haven't really recorded any of them a whole lot recently besides the Pokemon Galar Stadium level like a few weeks back. Sorry I haven't done anything. I've been working on other stuff, like namely this. I've been working on this for the YouTube video stuff. I've been doing other stuff outside of work. Holidays are coming up, so on and so forth. They are coming though. I have a couple of them worked on, and you'll be seeing them come out a little bit more frequently now because now I've worked on a good chunk of them. I can actually record them and give you the information on the stage. But so far I've only done one of them. This is the second one. Last time I did the Galar Stadium from Pokemon Sword and Shield. Today we're going to be tackling the No More Heroes Motel from the No More Heroes franchise. And as I mentioned in the last one, unlike the character idea videos, like the Newcomer idea videos, which were why does the character make sense, moveset ideas, and percentage chance you can see them getting in, this list, these videos will be something very simple. Two categories. One, I'm going to detail how the stage works, and two, I'm going to be detailing songs I would pick for the stage and the reason for why I picked a certain amount of songs for that stage, given that we've seen certain developers Square Enix be very selective of their music, but there's other developers like SNK that are freaking handing out songs aplenty. So I'm going to be looking at, if it's from a third-party company, like how realistic of a number could we get from them for song lists. And there you go. But I did the last time I did Pokemon, I gave 10 songs because we pretty much have songs from all the different games of Pokemon. We don't have Sword and Shield music though, so I picked 10 songs from Sword and Shield. This time I can look at a full-blown franchise of No More Heroes and pick the song list that I feel would make sense and that they would pick, for the stage. But let's first talk about how I think the stage would work. For those of you that have never played the No More Heroes franchise, I'm going to detail what the No More Heroes Motel is. If you haven't if you haven't played the series, it is basically where the main character Travis Touchdown lives. He lives in the motel, and that's, I think, since I figured it would probably be his stage if he ever got in my opinion, it's the most defining moment of him because it's detailed in like every single game in the series. That's why I would pick this stage, because I feel it represents the series as a whole, because it details No More Heroes 1, No More Heroes 2. It may not be in Travis Strikes Again, but he's kind of on like a vacation inside like a motorhome kind of thing, so it's like a little ways away from home, but it's already in the trailer for 3, so he's back home again. So there you go. It's a series staple, and it represents like almost every single game, and it represents the series. That's the reason why I picked the No More Heroes Motel. And I forgot to mention this, and I just remembered. When I do these videos, I'm going to mention from my newcomers list, because these stages I'm picking are based off the 200 some odd characters I mentioned in the original 150 and the 50 extra added on, so 200 characters I mentioned in my newcomer series. I'm picking stages for if they got in. The last time I mentioned with the Pokemon Stadium one was if the Galar Pokemon Trainer got in, or I basically mentioned an extra 50, the 2 legendary dog things, I forgot what the hell their names are called. Whatever the heck they're called, those, if they got in, if the Galar Pokemon Trainer got in, or if anyone, from Galar technically, even though they weren't on my list, if they got in, that was the stage I picked for them. This stage is obviously going to be for my pick of my main 150 series, Travis Touchdown, but I also talked about potential, Henry Cooldown or Shinobu Jacobs in my extra 50. So in terms of this video, if it's either Travis Touchdown, Henry Cooldown, or Shinobu Jacobs, this would be their stage. So, but yes, like for those of you who don't know, this is the main platform. It's a little motel, two leveled with the roof and the second story and the first floor type motel house. If you've ever been to a motel, you know what they're like. Hotels, motels, whatever. So the stage, in my opinion, would be kind of like Onet. The Earthbound stage from that was in Melee and onward, the whole town thing. It's going to be a flat plane, and you're going to be in the parking lot of the motel. That will be the ground level. You'll be able to jump onto the second level, and you'll be able to jump onto the roof. So it's a 3-level stage. It's a 3-floor stage that you can jump in and out of, move down. Like Smash Brothers stage in general, you can go through the floor, jump up through the floor. It's going to work by that logic. I'm just going to work by Smash Brothers logic. So it'll be a 3-story floor, and that alone will make it. And it's going to be a decent, smallish, like the parking lot in this series isn't really that big. It's going to be not as big as I said the Galar Stadium level would be. I said the Galar Stadium level would be like one of the big levels. like a Pokemon Stadium level made larger. This one would be like a normal stage. Like take Onett, but make it maybe a little wider, and then you're in the parking lot, rooftops, and stuff like that. And that's the base of the level. So nothing transforming, nothing changing, like I mentioned with the Pokemon Stadium level. So for people out there that want a level that at least semi not based off super stage hazards, at least physically, I think this stage would be good for you guys. There will be stage hazards though because it's Smash Bros. I have to have it. And if you guys don't like it, turn it into Alpha Omega or Battlefield or whatever the heck you want to play. Because I know all you guys out there want to play that stuff, will at least have the option. But for people who want to see representation of No More Heroes in the stage, here we go. I want this stage to be super filled with cameos of characters. And we've seen a crap ton of cameos with the King of Fighters Stadium level, so I'm going to say they can afford to get at least a couple models for maybe about 6+ characters in the background. And I'm going to assume, like I said, I'm going to say this as Travis, Henry, or Shinobi, depending on who gets in. They're all background characters. Let's say if hypothetically it was Henry Cooldown, which it's going to be Travis regardless. If we get a No More Heroes character, it's going to be Travis. But let me just say by my list, it's Henry, Shinobu, or Travis. Travis is, when you're playing the game, sometimes from Travis's apartment, you'll probably see the likes of like Shinobu coming up from the back of the roost like a ninja. She's basically like a ninja anyway, so she comes up from the roost and looks down at you guys fighting. Henry or Sylvia could come from, Travis's apartment. Maybe even Jean the cat can come out, maybe being carried by Henry or Sylvia. And then you'll see a few characters pop up from the sides, like maybe freaking Bad Girl or Jean, the actual human ex-girlfriend, half-sister of Travis, Jean, showing up, or Destroy Man, breaking in through like one of the buildings or something, or Jasper Bat Jr. showing up and laughing maniacally at you, freaking, Alice, Moonlight, or Margaret, was it Alice, Moonlight, Margaret, why can't I remember her name? Margaret or Alice show up. A couple, I would say at least pick Sylvia, Henry, Shinobu, and then pick maybe about 5 to 7 extra bosses. If I had the person to pick him, it'd have to be Destroy Man because he's iconic. Jean because she's the final battle of the first game, the main final battle before you face Henry. Probably Alice and Margaret, and probably Death Metal because he's the first boss. Maybe Jasper, even though everyone hates Jasper, I'm gonna throw in Jasper. So there is stage platforms, but in terms of actual like hazards, I was thinking like these characters, these bosses showing up, actually attack the people on the stage. So I forgot what his name is, Vladimir, the space pot, astronaut guy from the second game. Maybe he'll fire his giant freaking laser onto the stage, so that would be a stage hazard. I can't remember these characters' names. I'm sorry, give me a minute. Like maybe Death Metal would come in and attack someone. Okay, I'm just gonna. Alice would send like her. I'd say maybe it'd be cool if some of the bosses come in and personally attack you. Is what I'm saying. Like Bad Girl was. I can't say that because it's a Nintendo game. I was about to say send out her gimps to attack you, but I think there'd be a little bit of censorship on something like that. So maybe she'll just come down and beat you with her baseball bat. That would be cool. She could be. Bad Girl can be the Yellow Devil, the freaking metal face of the stage. She comes down and she'll appear at the stage at random and just beat someone up, and you could beat her up. There you go. Perfect. But I was just thinking like that would be the stage hazards. You'd have the various bosses, and I'm not saying every single one, but various bosses. The stage itself is pretty simple. A 3-level, floored stage that kind of would play like a normal Smash Brothers stage, and it's a decent width and height, size of a normal Smash Brothers stage. But the stage hazards will be typical, like if the freaking King of Fighters Stadium, if freaking Andy and all that jumped on the stage and started attacking you, but it has its own gimmicks. My gimmicks would basically be okay, Bad Girl could probably be like the Yellow Devil of the stage. She'll come down and she'll attack you. Shinobu would be a stage hazard, just looking over the stage, looking at you. Maybe she can throw, she has projectile attacks. Maybe she could even attack you. Henry and And Sylvia will just be coming out of Travis's apartment just to look at you for maybe like a minute and then walk back in. It could be one or two of the random ones, whoever cares. Holly Summers is the character I was thinking of. She can throw grenades. So for maybe from the side of the stage, she'll throw grenades. And have like a grenade part on the stage. Destroy Man could use his Destroy Spark, probably from off screen, because that might be a little bit of censorship given it's a pelvic belt buckle laser. Speedbuster's cannon. So any of the characters that have cannons, that would be a good stage hazard. So Vladimir's laser from space will shoot you down, like a downward laser on the stage. Probably from one side of the stage could be the Speedbuster cannon, and one side of the stage could be Destroy Man's Destroy Spark. That would be cool. And you'd have to jump, get out of the way. Maybe it's on like the second floor, you have to go on the first floor. First floor, you have to go to like the roof of the motel. That'd be kind of cool. And it'd be kind of a timing. You have to strategically jump around so you can dodge these attacks. Maybe they attack you at the same time. Maybe they're all attacking you because they think you're Travis. I have no idea. Maybe they'll attack you specifically if you're Travis. Maybe that'll be a stage thing where he's weak on his own stage. I don't know. Then Holly Summers can throw in some grenades at you, and maybe, I don't know, someone else. Like Dr. Peace can maybe like come out of one of the apartments and maybe shoot you like Sunset Rider style and shoot you with his gun. That'd be kind of cool. You know, stuff like that. Or some sort of weird like magic show type stuff from Harvey would be kind of cool too. But I'd say pick a couple bosses. Pick a couple. I think the best ones to pick to represent the entirety of the series, because it represents both No More Heroes 1 and No More Heroes 2, because the stage would mostly represent No More Heroes 1 and 2. I'm sorry about Travis Strikes Again. I think that could be more of a Travis thing where he has costumes from it and some music selection, but I think the stage should mostly represent No More Heroes 1 and 2. And I would say basically you definitely, the stage, like, so Henry, Jean, Henry, Jean the cat, Shinobu, and Sylvia will be the main stage cameos. They'll come out of Travis's apartment, look at you, obviously, like, just stay out and be like a visual aid and just go backwards. Or, like I said, Shinobu from the rooftops look at you like a ninja. And then in terms of stage hazards, Holly throwing her grenades on stage. She'll probably jump up on the roof and just throw some grenades down the stage. Vladimir's laser from space. Destroy Spark from Destroy Man from one side of the stage. Speedbuster's speed cannon from the other side of the stage. You could probably have Dr. Peace come out and shoot you from one of the roof, like one of the second floor rooms. Very Sunset Rider style, because there's like various bosses that you fight on two level. If you don't know what Sunset Riders is, it's from Konami on like the Super Nintendo Genesis arcade game. Stuff like that. Like they're infrequent. They're not major. And if you guys don't want stage hazards like that, you could turn them off on Battlefield or Final Destination type levels of design, and it'd just be a flat platform probably in front of the frickin', motel. Who cares? But like I said, that's my idea for the level. Is it very detailed? Is it very in-depth? Is it something new and unique? No, but really, so far, we haven't even really seen that in Ultimate. There's unique takes on the stage, like King of Fighters Stadium, you have to damage your opponent to knock him off the stage, and like the turning platform for Banjo and Kazooie and stuff like that. But really, the Smash stages generally have a general purpose, and I think that works out. I think that's a good stage idea, and it works out. It's a 3-story level, the top of the motel, the second story upstairs, and the parking lot bottom. You fight on them, you jump up, jump down, it fights like Onett. It's a very Onett type stage, maybe a little bit larger. Cameos from characters in the background, and some of the cameos will attack you, like Bad Girl being a Yellow Devil stage hazard type of thing, and like various characters in the background, like Sylvia and Henry, and then various boss characters decide to come to the stage and wreck you, like Harvey, doing some magic show, Vladimir shooting his space cannon, Speedbuster, Destroy Man, Holly Summers, Alice Moonlight, Margaret Good, like whatever. I cannot believe I'm honestly forgetting her name. It's Alice Twilight and Margaret Moonlight. There we go. That's what they are. Maybe to pick a couple bosses from 2 and 3, especially 1 and 2, especially 1, because that's the most iconic of the series. And there you go, you got yourself a nice stage that's very decently built like Smash Brothers, has a decent chunk of stage hazards. You could turn them off if you don't really like them, and it represents multiple characters in the series. Because if Travis or Shinobu or Henry ever get to be playable and they make a stage like this, I'd like to see the other characters from the series, because No More Heroes is a very character-driven series, and I love like all the bosses, all the assassins you fight, and all that stuff. It's really cool, and I think it needs to get the King of Fighters treatment for the fans. Remember, even in the thing for King of Fighters for Terry Bogard, it said for the fans, and for the fans of this series, I would love to see multiple characters represented, even if they have to be not stickers, the board and everything, like spirits. And that's about how the stage works. Is it very in-depth and new? No. Does it have to be? No, it doesn't. It has its own flair, its own charm. And I think a stage like that would be good and a well-representation of the series, given that's where Travis lives. And it's going to be connected to No More Heroes 3. And it has a nice balance of stage hazards plus normal standard stage. And I think it works out quite well. Now, in terms of music, I picked 16 songs. Suda51 is friends with Sakurai. So I feel, given that there's no More Heroes music in Smash Brothers, I think he would be a little bit more lenient to, loose to throw in more songs than, like I said, with Pokemon. I only picked Sword and Shield music because that's not in Smash Brothers. It has from every other freaking generation, all the side games and whatnot, but it doesn't have anything from Sword and Shield, so I picked 10 specifically for that. I picked 16 here because it's a series that doesn't have any music in it yet. And Suda is friends with Sakurai, so I'm assuming even then, he might even put more than 16. He'll probably pull an SNK and say, Sakurai, take all my music. And we have like 30 to 50 freaking No More Heroes songs because the series has so much great music. So here's the 16 I picked. And most of them are boss battle, assassin battle music. But I think that type of thing adds to the game. I think they're the bread and butter of the series is when you go into the boss battles. So I'm going to pick Season of the Samurai from Shinobu. She was a great boss battle in the first game. Hard as hell. It took me a while to beat her. I was stuck on her for a while. But music fits the mood of like an action fighting scenario. Stop Hanging DJs from Destroy Man. Destroy Man was in No More Heroes 1. New Destroy Man was in No More Heroes 2. And he's coming back already. It's confirmed. He's coming back for No More Heroes 3. You gotta represent a villain that sticks and it stays in the series for that long, and he's iconic and Destroy Spark. And it's a really good song too. Bad Girls Theme Pleather for Breakfast. Freaking awesome song. And if I'm having her as a stage hazard fighting like Yellow Devil and Metal Face, she got to be there. She has to be there. Henry's song, We Are Finally Cowboys, the secret boss of the first game. Travis's half brother or full brother. I don't know how that works. They're full brothers. And he's playable in 2, and he's probably going to be in 3. He's a staple of the series. His song is freaking amazing. If you guys haven't, I'm going to put like I said, I forgot to do this with Pokemon. I still have to edit the links in the first video. But I'm going to start doing that, putting links so you guys can listen to these music. They're good. Subuda 1 from Alice, one of the best boss battles in No More Heroes 2. Really hard as hell. Now, if I said I was stuck on Shinobu, I was super stuck on her. She was freaking hard. She's the second to last boss in that game. Death Metal song, Hell on Bare Feet. He is the first boss of the series. He has to be represented. His song may not be the best, but it's iconic, and he started the series off, so I have to include his song. And Jasper's, Bat Jr. song, Blitzful Vengeance. People hate the character. He was a horrible revenge ending to No More Heroes 2, but it represents the end of the numbered games until No More Heroes 3, and it was a good song, and I would have to give him at least his theme was good. And those are the main 7, and now I split off the last 2 into 2 versions because in Japan and then internationally in America, they have different versions of the song. Philistine, Margaret's theme, the Japanese version, and the US international version. There's like slightly different lyrics, and you could probably cut. I know the lyrics are a little probably much for Smash Brothers, but if at the worst they could do is give us a freaking instrumental Philistine. I think at the very least that song is the most iconic song probably, in No More Heroes 2, probably, in terms of the boss battles. So yeah, there's that. Then I have to have the main menu theme. You gotta have the main menu No More Heroes theme. It represents the entire series and has been in every single game. Even Travis Strikes Again has had that song. NMH. Because it's iconic and has been in practically every game since the beginning. Like I said, my stage was mostly representative of No More Heroes 1 and 2. I didn't have too much Travis Strikes Again. That might be a costume or 2, a shirt designed for Travis. But music, I picked 2 songs because I feel they are representative. They represent the game a whole lot. Travis Strikes Again, which is the main theme of Travis Strikes Again. So I have to have the main theme of the main series and the main theme of that. In Electric Speed City, because that's probably one of the best games you play on the Mark II Death Machine, whatever thing, in Travis Strikes Again. It's very energetic, it's very hype, and it will get you in the mood for battling. And I think those are the two songs that best represent it. And that's it for the No More Heroes music. And you're like, oh, but you only named freaking 13. That's right, because my final 3 songs are just Suda51 songs from other games. I feel this is the perfect moment to represent other games in it. First and foremost, Rave On from Killer 7. Killer 7 is an iconic game. Killer 7 is a fantastic game, has a lot of good music, and now we know it's in the same universe as, you know, No More Heroes because of Travis Strikes Again, and it's probably one of the best songs from the game. Put a Killer 7 song in the No More Heroes stage. Speaking of which, Lollipop Chainsaw, Zombie Tackle, really energetic song, really great, you know, mood to play a smash battle in. Throw that in the stage, and at the final part, Till Death Do Us Part from Shadows of the Damned, because that series is also connected to No More Heroes, which I'm assuming all of his series are, including Lollipop Chainsaw, because most of the series were in Travis Strikes Again, and they are all representing this stuff over the time. Anyways, we're probably gonna get a Suit Avengers game at some point with all these games crossing over. So, a Killer 7 song, a Lollipop Chainsaw song, and a Shadows of the Damned song. I think that's a nice representation. And that leaves us with my final 16 songs picked for the No More Heroes stage, No More Heroes Motel, for Travis Touchdown, Henry Cooldown, Indoor, Shinobu, Jacobs. Okay, wait, there you go. Now you can see it. You want to read it? That's the 16 songs I picked. I think they represent the series quite well. Am I missing songs? Yes. But that comes with the territory, unless Suda51 will be like, hey, just pose an SNK and says, take all the freaking music. But I was trying to be at least semi-realistic. I picked 16 because that's a good number for someone who's a friend of Sakurai. So that's it for the No More Heroes Motel stage on this stage video. This will be the second one. And when I come back for the third one, I don't know which one I'm doing yet next, but I have numerous ones to pick from. And once I get a set list, I'll be able to tell you guys each one as I go on what to expect for the next one. But to the next one, expect more Smash Stage Newcomer goodness. Look at my Smash Newcomers videos and see who I created, who I picked, and just assume who I'm probably going to do a stage for. That's about it. My name is Sniper1. Peace. Please subscribe if you want to. Have a lovely day, and see y'all later in the next video.